Winston Churchill said the destiny of man is not measured by material computations. When great forces are on the move in the world, we learn we're spirits, not animals. And he said there's something going on in time and space and beyond time and space, which, whether we like it or not, spells duty. You and I have a rendezvous with the professor.
And we are rolling.
All right. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a wonderful Sunday.
It is.
I feel relaxed, refreshed.
It's not raining?
It's not raining, which is a first in Valdosta this week.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We are the Professors of Wrestling.
Yes, we are.
And we want to be Taco Bell famous. So subscribe to the YouTube page. We are working on new content. If you're ever interested in calling in, just drop in a comment or send us a message on the Facebook and we'll get right to you. Like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think and provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all. Spread the word. Join in the discussion because we want to be a community.
We do. As we're trying to build everything back after a long hiatus.
Yeah.
So just to jump into, it's kind of light in the news section.
Yeah, it is. Southern States Championship Wrestling returns back to Nashville, Georgia, November 12th.
Yes.
The Diamond Club will be there. Tickets are on tickets. You can hit up Diamond Duke.
Jared Harris also.
Jared Harris.
I guess he's the person behind the promotion.
Gotcha. And so make sure that we see you there. November is usually the last month for independent wrestling because not a lot really falls into December. So those November shows are really where you get the last of it.
I think that's a show we definitely need to go to.
Yes.
And then as we get more information from the promotion itself, I think you posted something on the Facebook page.
Right.
That they just got the tickets printed.
Love the design of them.
Yes.
So we'll give you more information as the month continues.
It's exciting that there's another promotion popping up as we've lost a few promotions and some have had to take a hiatus because of COVID.
Right. So this week's sponsor is
Ben Owens Music, Valdosta's music store.
Hi, this is Dave from the Professors of Wrestling. I'm at 1803 Plum Street, home of Ben Owens Music, where they've got basses, electric guitars, acoustic guitars, violins, keyboards, guitar pedals, amps, instrument repair, guitar, drum, and piano lessons. Learn from the experts. Ben Owens Music, Valdosta's music store.
And we're back.
Yes.
So we're back in the promotions, and one of the things that we have to talk about is Spinebuster.
Yes. Spinebuster was supposed to be put on a show October, is that right?
I think so.
But that has been on hold due to some COVID stuff.
Yeah, we can't wait to see them back.
I reached out to Spinebuster, and they would like to thank their fans for the continued support through the pandemic and stay tuned for upcoming dates. And so I think, fingers crossed, maybe November, if worst case scenario after the first of the year.
Fingers crossed. I can't wait to see the results of what happened from I think it's Summer Bash and see.
I think the last event we were going to, it was just like, boom, Spinebusters is back, and they've got some, because there was such a break between the COVID stuff, they had to restart some storylines. So I was like, all right, I'm liking where this is going.
Me too.
So I am sitting at my seat, which is a terrible thing to say, but I can't wait to see what they're going to do and where the storylines are going to take them.
For sure. I definitely want to see if Preston Paradise,
yeah,
how long can his run really be? And I guess we missed a little bit on talking points, but this one brings me to an interesting talking point.
Okay.
If you're not wrestling, does your reign still count? Like, does the number still go up?
Ooh.
Because you saw how Nick Aldis, through the pandemic,
For NWA,
gained up all those days, but he really wasn't wrestling as much.
No.
So is it because Preston is in wrestling right now, and do we count those days as champion?
That's a good question. I think that's something he's going to have to address.
Yeah, maybe he will. Hopefully he's listening.
Maybe they're going to have to let the belt go again and have like another title match of some sort.
All up to that GM.
That's right. So that brings us to, we went to SWA last weekend.
We did. There were no nachos, but they did have hamburgers, and that was still exciting. So I want to thank them for
I was ready for nachos, and where their nacho supplier was
out.
Was out.
It's almost like the chicken wing shortage.
Yeah. Is that still a thing?
Yes.
Oh.
It is. The commissioner, Wild Bill, posted on Facebook before this event saying that he had something for Spider, a surprise mystery opponent. And when we came in, all of Kings of Hollywood was there. And it was crazy because out walked from the curtain Dax the Axe.
Yes.
And it had been a long time since I've seen him.
It had been, and also I think we need to put up there was a stipulation to where there was no interference in any match. If any interference happened, they would be automatically DQ'd for the match.
And fined.
Yes.
So it was something to see. And definitely new eyewear.
Yeah.
Glasses.
A new look.
New look.
New trunks.
People weren't booing, I would say, for this time.
Yeah.
They were more happy to see anyone beat down the King.
There were shouts of they will have biscuits next time Dax comes to town.
Right. I was very surprised by that one, to have the biscuit conspiracy continue.
Yes.
So Dax the Axe, man, he basically dog walked Chris Spider all around that ring.
Yeah. Chris Spider was like a rag doll.
Yeah. He stood no chance through. I mean, he was suplexed. He was chopped.
He was just thrown about.
And everyone in Kings of Hollywood just had to look on. Landon Lashley couldn't do anything. Hollywood Star looked there. Chungus, as the people in front of me called him Fungus. Couldn't do anything to help him out. This was Taylor's first match reffing.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool to see someone who first started off in the seats just like us.
Yeah.
Now in the actual ring becoming a ref.
Yeah.
A little slow on the count.
I would say the opposite, a little fast.
Gotcha.
A little fast. I think that's there's a youth and enthusiasm comes into play on the count.
He didn't jump in the air, which I would say gives him a leg up on.
That was at Continental, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the guy jumped so high up.
Yeah. It's like a frog.
Right. So I'll give him that he didn't jump up in the air.
So Chris Spider had no chance
of winning this match.
The king of the lightweights was fighting their heavyweight.
Right. It's great to see Dax. Hopefully we see him in Newton. Hopefully he returns. He makes that trip.
Or maybe back to Pavo. Which took us to the Southern Assassin, a.k.a. used to be the Soviet Assassin, Ryan James versus Chungus or Fungus.
Yeah, or Fungus.
Yes.
This one is something that I guess the fans at SWA have been wanting to see quite frequently. Chungus proving that he is, I'd say, out of that whole stable, one of the best.
I think he played to his strengths, and obviously Ryan James is a bigger guy than him.
Right.
Outweighs him, and he was working that knee. I mean, he came out dirty pool. Came out from behind and started working that knee and just worked the knee and then
chairs. I mean, he did everything to make sure that by the end of that match, Ryan James had to be carried.
Yeah.
As always, Mayor Russell did his thing to make sure that it was an even match, that Landon Lashley wasn't interfering too much, or that anyone from Hollywood Star. Mm-hmm. But when you have a horrible ref like Andrew,
what are you going to do?
Andrew, the horrible ref, will make quite an appearance tonight.
I think that comes from when during the intermission, you said you're doing a good job.
Right.
And then he kind of like just shot back at you. I know. I don't need to be told that. So it seems like you were trying to be supportive of him.
I was. And then, on a hard night in Pavo where they're calling you outrageous names.
Right.
But hey, He'll get over it. I'll get over it.
Yeah, but you're not an Andrew fan.
I am not. He made some horrible calls, as we'll talk about
Right.
throughout. But Chungus won via pinfall. It'll be interesting to see
What's going to happen in Newton?
will he go for the belt. What's this match look like this time? And will there be a quality ref to make sure that none of these bad antics happen?
We'll have to wait and see.
Bring back David. We got an interesting one for this next one. It was the SWA Tag Team Championship.
Scrotus.
But with a little remix this time.
Yeah.
Because Scyther was not there.
No.
We had Gunther
Yes.
as in his first debut match.
Words are hard.
They are. And versus Dan Lydon. So it was interesting. Scrotus
Versus Odin's Guard.
and I'd seen Odin's in separate.
We had seen one of them when we went to Alabama.
Right, in Hybrid Pro.
Yeah.
And then, what is it? Sanson was there last month.
Mm-hmm.
And there were talks of Sanson one day facing Preston Veston the third. So, in this match, you had to think Odin's Guard did exactly what a guard would do.
We need to say this was a non-championship. This wasn't the belt was not on the line.
Yeah, due to Scyther.
Scyther not being there.
Yeah.
But Dan put up one hellacious of a fight. I mean, he was already handicapped.
Right.
I mean, what can you expect from a stuffed animal? Not much.
That is taped. I felt like he was taped at one point.
Yeah, he was taped to the corner.
Right. I mean, only you can think is you got to congratulate Dan for his endurance
Yeah.
through this and facing two people who are constantly on the tack. They want to punch.
I mean, it was more of a handicap match than really a tag team match. I think obviously the what was it, Grotus?
Grotus, that's what you would call it.
What was the stuffed animal called again?
Gunther.
Gunther. I don't know. I think I've been watching something on the Disney Plus to get me thinking about Grotus, but I think I was combining Scrotus and Gunther.
Gotcha.
Grotus within that. Obviously, it was just a handicap match, and both those cats, Odin's Guard, are talented cats. Like, work well together.
They both hate Pavo hates them.
Oh my God, yeah.
They hate Pavo, and so every time I see either one of them come out, it's one of those. I have something to prove to these people until they finally shut up.
Uh-huh.
And so in the end, the guard pinned Dan Lydon.
I mean, Dan did have some offensive moments, but it becomes a matter of attrition.
2 beats 1.
Exactly. So, but I think that set up something for a championship match between those Odin Den and Scrotus in the future, I believe.
I hope so.
Yes.
Delta 6
Yes.
returned to Pavo.
Mm-hmm.
This one, he came out, I want to say it was in the beginning when Hollywood Star was talking to Wild Bill as one of those another mystery person that he's bringing out. I got to say, as the commissioner, Wild Bill is pulling all the stops with these mystery opponents coming
Correct.
out. And this one, it was Delta 6 versus the headliner, Hollywood Star. This one, we have to start thinking about the Hollywood Star as a true champion or someone who's going to just keep the belt. He's not up there with Chungus.
No.
I mean, Chungus is going to fight through a whole entire match. But with Hollywood Star, one of the things that I get is I'm here to collect a check. I'm here to maybe run you around the ring for a good bit of time. And then finally, we're going to be done. Because this one was heavy on the choking.
Yeah.
If you remember, like he consistently choked Delta 6 out.
I mean, Delta 6 is in good shape.
Yeah.
So probably better cardio. And so you got to wind everybody so you can get that pinfall within that. But there was some interference in this match.
As there always is when you talk about the Kings of Hollywood.
That's right.
So that's how Delta 6 ended up winning via interference.
But in a DQ,
the belt does not
change unless there's some sort of stipulation for the match, and that was not it. But the stipulation was no interference.
Right. That brings us to one of the big things of the night. Remember that.
Yes.
The belt does not change hands. on DQs.
Which took us to our main event, the feud between Preston Veston III, champion, SWA champion, versus longtime foe, Dark Rage, which I always love seeing Dark Rage.
They give a good match. They tell a story in which it's not always the same match. And so they're finding new ways to increase this feud, but still know each other from a sense of, here are the certain spots that I'm going to hit. Dark Rage is still someone who loves to work the crowd, as you'll see that a good portions of his matches, you're going to see him outside consulting.
Yeah.
With whoever his manager.
I would say having discussions. And disagreements.
Right. He does not, how would you say, what's the right word?
I don't know what word you're looking for.
Words are tough today.
I know.
He is not someone who's going to stay in that ring for a good bit. Or
He works his advantages. He knows his strengths and his weaknesses. Would that be a way to say it, maybe?
A SWOT analysis.
That's right.
There it is. Preston Veston, as the champion, he has been a fighting champion since he's won it. Mm-hmm. He's taken on all comers. And so that's why I'd say, and it goes back to our original point of, do you count the days when you're not fighting? And so with this one, Preston Veston, he maintained throughout most of the match, but you could tell that Dark Rage is working his way back in. I really thought at points that this would be the one of where Dark Rage actually wins.
And this was didn't Dark Rage originally win this, and then it got DQ'd because of outside interference.
Right. So belts don't change.
And people are upset. It's like, what? The belt changed. I'm like, stipulation, unless it's stipulated.
Right.
Belts do not change due to a disqualification.
They do not. So next time we'll see him,
October 2nd in Baker County for Bad Moon. Jeez, you're just rubbing off on it. Bad Moon Rising.
Yeah. It will be a show. We hope to see you there, and go ahead and get ready.
So, word, which takes us, we made our first trip in a long time.
To Warner Robins.
Yeah, moved from Macon. And this is the first time we'd seen this new facility.
Right.
They moved from the bar, which was cool.
Yes, it was.
To a VFW hall.
Which is equally cool.
It was cool. It was nice. It was more room,
right,
for the wrestlers.
You don't have to worry about low ceilings.
Yeah. The bar didn't have low ceilings, though, either.
I mean, once you stood up.
Yeah. But they also, the one side of the ring was so close to the wall.
Right. So now they had a little bit more space.
So on this one, but again, and also if you miss this one, you'll be able to catch it on Fight TV. And you can also, I need to catch up on the storylines to find out what's going on. But all their previous shows are up on the Fight TV. Just look for Georgia Independent Wrestling. But there was some dark matches, some warm up for the crowd, which is nice to see. Some young pups who are probably still in training, just getting some chances to work in front of the crowd. So it's not on our bill, but that was an unexpected, pleasant surprise.
I definitely thought that those were something that interested me, because you don't see pre-shows that often in independent wrestling. So to be able to see that was pretty fun. Mm-hmm. One of the ones that interested me beforehand was the Eric Silva versus
Whistler. I don't know. It was hard to hear sometimes.
They'll tell us.
Yeah.
This one was heavy on the kicks in a sense of you saw everything from a drop kick to knees to flying all across the ring. With this one, you have to think who. Obviously, Eric Silva lost this one. Mm-hmm. What's next for this division? And I like with Georgia Independent Professional Wrestling, GIPW, you get is you get multiple divisions of wrestlers. It's not just stuck to, I have a whole set of wrestlers, let me intermix. It's let's build these individual divisions up. And I thought that was pretty cool.
You're going to see different styles.
Right.
You're going to see the traditional. You're going to see some chain wrestling. You're going to see some high flying. You're going to see some extreme stuff. So it's a nice mix of everything within. I think they do a really good job. And some independent promotions tend to be, this is what we do and this is what we do well. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I do like the variety, and they work hard on keeping the storyline, creating a story that builds up to the match.
They do. So in our next one, we got a little tag team action.
Transcendent
versus Divine Intervention. What'd you think, Dave?
Oh man, I think we were talking. I was not expecting how it ended.
Right.
I mean, that was a shock. I wasn't expecting the DQ. I wasn't expecting the outside interference coming into that. I was expecting some hard, what is it, the hard style, it coming in doing that. But I think Divine Intervention really was winning the match for the most part.
They did not need no outside interference was needed. I think when you think about these kind of tag team matches, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
How does my partner help me out, or how do I help my partner to the team to tell that full story of the wrestling match? And
I mean, Transcendent for the most part was it seemed to be struggling a little bit this. So maybe if there's going to be a rematch, they're going to be a little bit more motivated.
Obviously, knowing that they only won by disqualification.
Right.
So this one took us to one of a big one.
Yeah.
Aaron Black versus Vanderbilt, the naturally talented. I mean, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Is there a limit on the trope that a manager has to interfere in a match?
We kind of talked about this the other day, and I think the problem is if it's done once, you can't. It's difficult to repeat that over and over again because you've already done it. The audience has already seen it, right? You lose that that part of the storyline. So you're like, okay, and I think is within the match, okay, it just becomes repetitive.
Because in this one, what you saw was Aaron Black was destroying Vanderbilt,
right,
in every part of the ring, to where it took some small interference from Rose Gold to help Vanderbilt over that small hump. I don't think going forward you'll see Vanderbilt have this chance because people are going to be looking out for Rose Gold.
Yeah.
So Aaron Black, consistent winner. He won this one, and we'll see what happens next.
So, yeah, I understand the role of the manager. It just has to be balanced within there. And here I don't have on the list was the lady bout.
That one was Rain the Stallion Rivers.
Yeah.
Versus, I don't have her name. But the Stallion came out to get an apology.
Yeah.
From Shalance.
Yeah.
Royale.
Correct.
And she wasn't really hearing it,
No.
She was not hearing this apology whatsoever. And then a third party came out, and it became a tag match in which these two people who had no business being tag team partners took off against the competition.
I was wondering, like at the end, spoiler alert, Miss Royale got hers.
Right.
And, how do you not, see that this is going to happen? Which I think builds up to a good storyline. I'm excited to see how that match turns out between those two. Kind of up here on I'm jumping ahead, October 10th.
Yeah, there's not a roof that can stay on but when those two begin to fight, because we saw a little preview of it at the end of when they turned their backs on each other and began to fight after. It'll be an interesting match to see.
I agree. So what were you thinking about Austin Towers versus Sean Montana?
Going into this, I didn't think Sean Montana stood a chance because of the height difference and just all the videos that you see of Austin Towers consistently breaking down his opponents. But once Sean Montana got into that ring, this one was a wild one for my sake, in the sense that Sean Montana should have been champ. I think he took the Chief to his limits.
But at the end of the day, Austin Towers wins, but
there's a challenge.
right,
Aaron Black comes back out, and he puts his career on the line.
right.
And that one we're going to see pretty soon.
That's going to be at the October 10th.
Right. If he loses, he will retire from wrestling. And I thought that was something in the sense that an entire career, no one wants to see Aaron Black go away.
No.
You definitely see the fans on Twitter, the fans in the arena or the building really enjoy his presence and how he wrestles.
Well, I think this one is emotion. It's emotional because of the sheer fact of like Austin Towers and John Black they've got history.
You definitely see it. Yeah.
They've got history and they've bouted before. So we'll see if whether he'll have to put untie the boots, put him in the center of the ring, and walk away.
Hopefully not. I'm rooting for you, Aaron Black.
So I said Sean Black earlier, but Aaron Black. I'd hate to see him sitting with us in the stands.
Yeah, please don't sit with us.
So on that, which brought us to
Bryce Cannon versus Mr. Wright.
somebody we've had heat for in the past.
I got to use his real name because he has all the belts in the sense of he's grown as a champ.
Yeah.
He's grown as a wrestler.
I think we talked about how he is his evolution.
Right. From the polos and I guess
Whatever the shoes and then the short shorts. I don't know what they call those.
Right. To now he is a king of his own arena, king of his own ring. I think no one was a chooch, or as he likes to say on his tags, that it was interesting to see Bryce Cannon versus the former GIPW champion,
Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright.
And Mr. Wright obviously was a fan favorite.
He is. He is a definitely fan favorite he's a former champion. Even with the belt or without the belt, the crowd loves him.
Yeah.
And so to see Bryce Cannon go up against a champ, which we saw on Fight TV, I want to say the time that we watched it, this one was even better to see in person. So if you have the opportunity to ever go to GIPW.
Or check it out on Fight TV.
Yeah.
I think watching, and this hurts me saying this, watching Bryce win hurts me. But also, you can't deny
he has talent.
He has talent, and he's working on it. He's not resting on the laurels. So
Dad's money is out the window.
Yeah.
It's strictly him.
And he's all part with the frat party? That's his...
It's Exotic Youth.
Exotic Youth, okay.
Exotic Youth is that faction.
So, our main event.
The big one.
Yes.
Friends, associates, former coworkers.
Yes.
As you would say, the Renegade Enforcer versus Skrilla.
Yeah.
This one did not wait for the ring.
No.
Renegade Enforcer took care of business on the outside. Him and his manager, from throwing Skrilla through chairs, fighting him up on like the balcony area, and then also taking him and throwing Skrilla completely into the ring. But the fans were happy. Skrilladelphia, which was something new to me, to see the fans now on Skrilla's side, to have Mr. Wright in his corner throughout this match. You wanted Skrilla to win. That was your hope. But when you have Renegade Enforcer, it's a whole other story. You got to be...
I mean, going into this, I thought this was going to be a coin toss.
Yes. You have two of the... what's the proper political correct? Two of the top talents on that.
Top dogs.
Right, on that roster going at it. So...
Main eventers.
Who's going to make it happen? And so with this one, Skrilla had his moments of where we saw why he was the former champ, why without a belt he has a crown still. So, But the Renegade Enforcer, through his manager and former manager of Skrilla, took care of business.
So I think it's going to be interesting where the storyline goes.
Because Skrilla did not pick up the crown after.
No.
So what does this mean for Skrilladelphia, Skrillville? Can he go back for the belt? Because I think that was one of the things that we were talking about as we were watching. How many weeks does it take to get back to the top?
Yeah.
Is it weeks or is it months?
Does he go back down and then the next top contender goes up against the Renegade Enforcer? I mean, that's a good question. And who is that? Is that is that Mr. Wright? Does Mr. Wright then move into that? But he just lost to Bryce Canyon, so
Is Bryce the next person to go up against the Renegade Force?
I mean, he's going to want to add to that collection.
Right. So those are some interesting questions that we had for you in the sense of, when should that title reign go or start? And then also, if you've lost in a championship match, how long before you work your way back up? Let us know.
And I think I'm going to add to this is not only was it a great night of wrestling,
Yes.
it was also a fundraiser event, and they raised a good chunk of money.
About $1,800.
Yeah,
And I thought,
I was gonna say too is like with the promotion GIPW donated. Also, they passed the hat around at the VFW hall to kick into that. So I think that's the cool thing. And we talk about community. It's exciting to see community do this and rally around those in times of need.
support your local independent wrestling as they're helping your community. They're a good staple of the community. I loved knowing what they did for that couple and how they support it.
I mean, that's how you create fans.
Right. And that's fans and family. So next time we'll see them, October 10th, reunion, VFW, post 6605 in Warner Robins, Georgia. Doors open at 4, bell at 5.
And parking. Not a problem.
It is not.
I think that's one of the bigger things that we like is like, I could just park where there's a whole parking lot.
In Macon, what did we have to do? Go
I had
around
to,
the corner?
I had to look for around parking around the corner. So
It's a wonderful venue.
it is. Kudos, and I'm glad we finally got to go up to back up to the Macon area to go see those cats up there, and look forward to see what's going on. And I'm gonna be catching up on Fight TV.
Yep, we saw Sweeper. Small plug. Sorry.
Oh yeah. We did see a Sweeper up there, so that was exciting.
Yeah. Continental Championship Wrestling had their open tryouts yesterday. It'll be interesting to see the results from that and their show.
And we have to catch up on their storylines.
Don't they? I want to say they usually post on Fridays on their YouTube. So
there were some technical difficulties last time, but
we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I think is that all we got this week?
That's all we got. It's hard to find a Taco Bell in which we can sit in these days because they're all closed on the inside.
Yeah. Drive-through only. Understandable.
Yes. One day we'll get back to it.
Yes.
We are the Professors of Wrestling, and we want to be Taco Bell famous. So subscribe to the YouTube page. We're working on new content. Remember, you can call in or we can call you for our next episode. Just let us know. Like the Facebook page. Let us know what you think and provide us with feedback and suggestions. Follow us on Instagram at the Professors of Wrestling. Share it all. Spread the word. I'm Dorrian. You can follow me on Twitter at D2Baber.
I'm on Instagram, and this is Dave at Just a Professor.
Thank you for listening.
Word.